Okay, so Wendy, thank you very much for coming to the Omni meeting today. I know that I've juiced up people's interest in terms of the teasy emails I've been sending out and whatnot. I've seen you in action before, and I'm really happy that you're also going to be doing the Zoom meeting tomorrow that we hold every other Friday. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Morning, everybody. Before we get going, can I just ask how many of you are using the free version of ChatGPT? Okay, cool. How many are using the paid version of ChatGPT? Ah, interesting. Who else is using things like Claude and I can't say it, Perplexity. That's it. Got it out. No one? Okay. Well, thanks for that. I think that's a really good reflection of how it's being used in the wider society. So it's still actually relatively new. So hopefully what I'm going to share with you, haven't actually seen before. So I started using ChatGPT about 2.5 years ago. And I wanted to use it, not because I had any interest in AI at all. In fact, I didn't even know what AI was. It wasn't really my cup of tea. However, I'm dyslexic, and as a dyslexic business owner, I found that really challenging, not being able to spell, not being able to articulate myself, not feeling I was good enough, smart enough, everything that goes along with being dyslexic, running a business can be quite challenging. So I jumped onto ChatGPT because I'd heard about it, gave it a go, and it just completely, no exaggeration, changed my life from a dyslexic entrepreneur's point of view. So I think because I jumped on early and I embraced it really early, I've been able to see the space quite clearly as to what we're in now and how that translates for you as business owners moving forward in the AI space over the next couple of years. Now, what often happens for us as business owners is we get stuck in the wax of the business a lot because we have so many things to do. Marketing, sales, accounts, customer service, creating programs, deciding what our prices are. And what generally tends to happen is we can get stuck in the wax of the business and we can become a little bit stagnant because we don't necessarily have access to all of the resources that we need to access in the wider community. So, business coach, sales manager, marketing, someone who does the marketing, we don't necessarily have the resources financially or the time to bring it together. Well, actually now things have changed significantly because now with AI, what we can do is we can create individual team roles that we can lean into and have conversations with. So I'm going to show you a little bit later on exactly how you can do that. So you can have a conversation with CEO. You can have a conversation with a business coach. You can have a conversation with a marketing manager. You can bring all of these roles into one space where you can have an intellectual conversation that will help you to resolve a specific problem. If it's not you that needs to resolve the specific problem, you can ask a team member to use AI in a specific way to speed up their job, to make it more efficient, to make it more human-centric. So we now have a solution, and I call that solution really about creating your own AI dream team. So let me just see if I can share. Do you think I can share, John? Let me see. Has it done it?
No, yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So my dream team is different to your dream team. Every business has a unique AI dream team, a team of experts that it can lean into and use. So mine focuses in on, I love strategy, but what I'm rubbish at is big picture thinking. So I've created a CEO, a business coach, a sales mentor, and a marketing manager. And what I do during the day is I have a conversation with this group of people, all talking, this AI, all talking to one another. And you're going to think I'm a bit odd because they've all got names and personalities, and you'll see, you might think I'm a bit weird. But it helps humanize the AI, I think. So I use this team consistently throughout the day. You might be thinking, well, why is that important, Wendy? Well, here's why it's important. So I did a campaign before Christmas, which was to help me to market something that I called Sprint, which I do every quarter. It freed up 45 hours in terms of time it would have taken me to bring together. And actually, I couldn't bring it together. It needed other experts in my business for me to outsource it to. It saved me £3,400 in terms of outsourcing costs to bring that campaign together, which is significant. That was a milestone for the Empower AI HQ. Weekly, I roughly save about £1,000, and that's not unusual. I have other clients saving that amount of money as well because of the way we are strategically using AI to grow the business. So, as I said, marketing, sales planning, having an intellectual conversation, and I'll show you what that looks like. But first, if you just think about your business and what's unique to your business and something that you constantly do on repeat over and over again, which you don't actually have to do on repeat, you can streamline the process. So Maria, she created a certification program. We created an agent for her that would help her to create that certification program much more quickly. So she's been roughly saving about £1,000 a week from using a combination of CEO, business coach, marketing, and sales, creating the certification program. She can get much more in depth. She can get better outcomes for her clients. She can create better materials. She can create them faster. So she's just got to, we're not stealing information from the internet here. She's using her own IP, her own intellectual property, and she's using that within the certification program agent so that she can shape it, she can make sure everything's on point. So that's unique to her. That's something that is unique to her in her business. Bernie, she increased her sales by 30% using just that high level group of agents to flush things out, to see where it is she need to let go of, see what it is she need to focus it on. Sean is a digital marketing agency. He saves between 15 and 20 hours a week, saves about £1,200 a month over the year. That's significant. Debbie is creating a program similar to Maria. She's creating a program. She's basically taken hours, stripped it down into minutes, because again, she's just put all of her information into it, and then the agent has helped her to sort it out and to flush it out. So let me jump across to ChatGPT. Let's forget the slides for a second. Let's get across here. So this is an agent that I created a couple of days ago, and I actually designed it for myself because I want to speak on more podcasts. And to speak on more podcasts, there's a whole process you've got to go through. You've got to find the podcast, you've got to find who the person is, the email address, you've got to listen to a podcast, you've got to get engaged with them. It's quite a lengthy process. But what Luna does is she will actually find the podcasts for me. She'll find the email address if it's in the public domain. She will find the podcast that is relevant for my business. So what happens when you click the link? So if you think of this from a customer service point of view, you click the link, and then she's given me a list of questions that I need to answer. But she already knows me. My ChatGPT already knows me. So what I can do is I can go to my CEO. I can copy and paste the questions in, because I don't want to spend time actually filling them in. And I can say something like, given what you know about me. So these questions, apologies if it's spelt wrong, but yeah, that's why I use AI. So what it's going to do is it's going to run through the questions and it's going to answer them based on what it knows about me. And this, I know, I trust this information that it's going to give me, because I know my CEO knows me well enough to know exactly what it is that I'm doing, exactly what I've focused in on. So it's going to answer the questions. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste. So if you think about processes you've got in your business, streamlining tasks that otherwise take, you know, ages. There she is. So let's just go back to her again. She's just going to ask the same questions. I could have actually found the other chat and opened it, but let's do it this way. So what she's going to do is she's going to do a search online and she's going to match what I'm telling. It's a her. she has sort of a gender. She's ridiculous. It just, as I said, I think it just makes me feel more comfortable and easier to talk to the AI. So that is my podcast profile. So now what's happening is she's gone away, she's scoured the internet and she's thought, actually, what is a good match for me? So absolutely perfect. AI for Entrepreneurs podcast. And this is quite important. Success probability score. It's telling me who the audience is, description of the podcast, why it's a great fit. And what I can do, I can build on this. So let's just say me, myself, and AI. Oh, I like that. That's very catchy. So it's going to give me a view on how I should approach them, how I should reach out to them. And it's going to give me a strategy of how I should actually reach out to them. It's going to give me an idea for what type of email I should write, though it will probably recommend that I shouldn't email straight away. I think it will talk about engagement first. So this is a task agent. You've got lots of tasks in your business that you do on rinse and repeat that you could really speed up. So this is a task agent that fits solely in its own unique right. It's created just to find podcasts that you can speak on. It doesn't have anything that sits outside of those instructions. So when I talk about your team, like your board team, it is that you have your CEO, your business coach. What's really, really special about this is, so I start a new chat with my CEO every week. I put some documents into the chat so it knows exactly the direction it's heading in. And then I start having a conversation. So this is the conversation I've been having this week. It's just done. It's just done my podcast profile. You saw how quickly it did that. I've just clarified some of my terms and conditions for clients of my membership. So I just quickly did that. I did it in a second. But more importantly, so that's really cool. But what I can also do is then act as if I'm in a board meeting. So I can now pull in my business coach and I can say, what you see. What do you see that's been missed? What the business coach is now going to do, because they're very different personalities, very different characters, is going to give me a list of what she sees that Lucas didn't see. So very different. Lucas's big picture, I called the business coach Wendy after myself. So when my clients use it, they can think of me because I like doing business coaching. It's going to give me a unique, a different take that Lucas had. So it's going to give me other areas to focus in on. Now, on top of that, I can then ask, I probably wouldn't ask the marketing, actually. I would probably go straight to Tip, who does sales. They are all very unique. They all very, so Nick, Tip does sales and marketing. No, sales, not marketing. So they all each have very different mindset in terms of what they give you back. And this is like having a book. To me, it's like having a boardroom. I can ask different personalities, what is it they're seeing? So then I can make a comprehensive decision, an informed decision as to what direction is it that I'm going to take. But I've got multiple perspectives, multiple points of views from AI that plays a specific role that I can now pull from and grow the business much more quickly. So from doing this, I've grown the business by about 500% by using this team of experts, which is really cool. This is quite unique. I haven't seen anybody else doing this. So what I would do is I may not even read this. I may just say, can you give me a short summary between the two, or put in a table what the benefits are of each agent. So I don't even necessarily have to read all of this. I can just summarize what it's saying, but it's important to let it finish with what it's saying, because that's where you get more context, you get more flow, you get better information, and then you summarize. So I hope I'm a bit worried that I've bamboozled everybody.
Well, it's all, a lot of notes have been written down here, so, yeah.
So,
Yeah, Wendy,
yeah.
Your personalities there that you're drawing from, what are they, where do they come from, how are they created?
It's really, yeah, it's really interesting. So when I create an agent, I guess it's how I shape it and how I'm creating it and how I'm thinking that I want it to respond. But like when you create a business coach, you want to think about the business coach who's going to be good for your business. Same as you would a job description. What's in the job description? What characteristics do they need to have? What skills do they need to have? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And you feed that into the AI, and then it starts creating the agent based off that information. And they are really different to one another. And I have clients that just fall in love with one agent, and they'll just try and use the one agent for everything because they like the character of that agent. But they are created to fulfill specific roles. But yeah, it's really interesting when you create. It's funny, I was talking to a client yesterday, and he said, would you just clone it and use it for someone else? I said, no, I wouldn't, because it's your energy. It's my conversation with you. And that affects how I create the agent. My conversation with you affects what I create. I wouldn't just clone it and then give it to someone else, because our ethos is really about keeping the human in AI and it being a partnership and a relationship rather than about automation, which is what most people are doing.
Within that, where which partners are creating?
Right. So in the top, in the top right hand corner where you can't do it in the free account. You have to have a paid account, which is $19, and you can roll on and roll off. It's not a big expense. You're not tied into that. You're not committed for the year. But in the top right hand corner where your initial is, or an image of you, click that and it will say create a GPT in there. And then you can start the process. But what I would say is think about one GPT, one agent, one task, one focus. Because if you try and put everything in it, it won't do a good job. It makes it way too complicated. You just think, okay, newsletter, I'm going to create an agent specifically just to write a really good newsletter. Because actually there's a lot of moving parts that go into writing a newsletter. So, you need to think about the moving parts of what creates a great newsletter. So that would be a copywriter who's writing a newsletter for your business. So even the type of copywriter it is, the role they have, what you want the output to look like, what the call to action is. There's a whole list of things that go into a newsletter, creating a newsletter. Yeah.
In terms of creating the correct agent, at the end of the day, it will come on top of the view. It's too fair, right? So that, yeah, you have to sort of give us your writing style.
Oh, I think we just froze. No, I didn't get any. I just got.
It might be our side as well. What we're trying to say is that you have to create, you have to create an agent that understands you. At the end of the day, something's going out, you've got to relate to people, you're the right brand.
Yeah. Cool.
I was going to ask, so if you're AI, what happens if they bring them
Can I ask that you come closer to the computer? Just because it's a bit choppy and I'm struggling to understand. I think I got it, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, I was just asking basically a question about the data. So what happens to any data you input? So if you put, say, your business results in there or anything confidential, is it like ring-fenced in ChatGPT, or is it kind of belongs to ChatGPT, or how does that work?
Right. What I would say is that you've got to be really careful with your own data in terms of what you want shared. There's a button with inside ChatGPT that you can click that means that it doesn't go into training that in the bigger context. So if you click the button, it's within your own ChatGPT. If you've got the button open, it's going to use.
Yeah, it's going to use your own information for the rest of the world.
So
what we'll do is we'll have one more question, and then if
yeah,
anybody has further questions, I'll get them to send you an email.
yeah, brilliant. That would be great, John. Yeah.
One question.
Yeah, so thanks, Wendy. Really, really interesting. Great to see how powerful AI is. I was just going to say, just so I didn't understand how you help like business owners. Did you would create these profiles for them based on their kind of unique requirements and preferences?
Yeah, so I have a membership site where there's 34 agents that you can access, which you can use for your business that are already created and set up. Then I do consultation where we identify your dream team of AI agents, and then you can either create them on your own platform or I create them for you and they sit on my platform and you use them. So it's both. I have a membership and I also do the consultation in terms of identifying, creating and implementing them with you. So both.
All right, well, we've still got you guys. Can you take some photographs and show we've got Wendy's given some valuable information.
Thank you.
And obviously mention on me as well.
I'll see you all on social media later then.
Yeah, you will.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
I can see you tomorrow morning on a Zoom call before I'm having family meeting.
Yeah. All right, John. Thanks a lot for your time, everybody. Take care. Bye.